Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
Hello, Void.
I am
Who is
a
this
void.
voice?
Who is this voice?
It's just a big D. Like, I feel like there should be like at least an icon of like.
You know what?
icon.
I'll add one. I'll get you.
There we go.
Can you give me a
the
little love
face.
there and not just
Absolutely, I can.
and
Give
it
him a
says
face.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
You
not,
should just take a picture of Drew and just have it be like
like
you know, just
something
making a weird
find
face.
something
and he's just
sexy.
kinda-
Go to
mean,
Twitter. I don't really have any
I
sexy
have the old
photos. I
faithful.
scratched
If I'm
that.
honest.
The,
The
the old
old faithful.
The old faithful. Is
There
that
it
one I
is.
sent you where I'm on the couch naked, right?
Yeah.
That one?
Oh.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
boy.
You know what? That's on my other computer.
Oh.
It's on the
That's on the burner computer.
Yes.
right, the one you literally burned after you saw
The
it.
one
You're
that
like,
has
oh.
to burn with the house in case
Yeah.
it goes on
Yeah.
fire. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that kind of.
Yeah. It just randomly combusted one day. It was just kind of like, what?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's exactly it.
It was one of those moments where it's like, oops, wrong person. You know, like not delete that, and you're like,
You couldn't do the
never.
undo send.
Yeah, it was before that existed. Yeah, damn it. Guys, I'm in a void, but welcome to Trailer Talk. That's nice. I like that. That looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay.
Except it says PJ and
Oh,
PJ's
true.
not with us
Hold on.
today.
I'll take PJ's name off it. It's fine.
Yeah.
That's not
Did
bad.
PJ put you back in the cage? I'm so
He did.
sorry.
He's like, listen, unless my face is on screen, it's a no-go. No, Apple updated the thing, blah 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 blah. Our camera doesn't work now, and it took too long to figure it out. And we're just like, let's just roll this bitch. So that's where we are today. We're gonna roll this bitch, and we're gonna jump right into this. Welcome to Trailer Talk. Thanks for everybody who patiently waited while
thank
we
you guys.
troubleshooted and didn't solve it. Wow, that's awesome. I guess we should have called it earlier. Kind of solve, right?
It's fine.
But we're gonna watch two trailers today. We're gonna watch Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. That's a mouthy title. Zack Snyder's new drop. He's back, I guess, after Justice League, and decided he wants to make a Star Wars film. That's not Star Wars. So we're gonna check out that trailer,
Sounds
and then we're
perfect.
gonna watch. Sounds perfect. Yeah, it sounds like Snyder. And then we're gonna watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That's a lot
that's a weird title.
That is. There's two of these in a title. I didn't think that was
Wow.
possible, but
Yeah,
here
no.
we are.
I had such a brain fart. I was like creating a little podcast card, and I'm like, Kingdom of the Planet of Apes? Kingdom of the
Kingdom of the Planet of
Apes?
the Apes. My
I know.
God, people. How hard is it for you to
Kingdom of the
understand?
Planet. Yeah.
I don't think they thought that through.
No. I don't think they did either.
I feel like they definitely
just-
did. I think
I
they
feel like-
definitely did, and then they ran it by a team of people and producers and execs, and they were all like, you know what?
Yeah, like,
Sounds good.
nailed it.
Yeah.
Bob, you nailed that one. I know.
Sounds good.
I know.
Sounds good.
No title has ever had two of the in it, and I needed it. It needed to happen.
It's a kingdom of a planet.
Honestly, if it
Of
was just called
apes.
Kingdom of the Apes, people would be like, I don't want to go see that movie. Whereas like Planet of the Apes is so iconic that they're like,
Oh, so iconic.
we can't drop the Planet of the Apes, guys. What are we gonna do?
It's
And instead of just slapping a number at the bottom of it, like they were just like
God.
Planet
Yeah.
of the Apes 5. They were like, Planet of the
More
Kingdom
like
of the Planet
10.
of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes
Yeah.
X. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. So I can't wait to get into that because that is going to be. We're already having a good time on that conversation.
Oh yeah.
But I kind of wanted real quick. I'm going to pivot. We're going to go over it today because we started late. But I want to still talk about this. The Hunger Games franchise, is killing it. It
Yo.
is week 2, yo.
You're
Because
so
that's how
down
I
with the
am.
kids, Drew.
I am. I'm down with the 911, the 400. How does it go?
Yes,
I watched. I've listened to things in K-pop. I'm cool.
Drew is
I
secretly
watched-
doing this. That's why Drew's camera is
Yes.
off. He's actually in his home and
I'm-
surrounded
Yeah.
by pictures of stray kids,
Stray
and
stray kids and cats and dogs.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And he's
yeah.
got on a nice wig,
Just-
because he wanted to have his hair styled like
and the
that.
contacts and everything. Like Drew's really gone all
Yes.
out with the cosplay here, but
He has.
unfortunately,
Couldn't get it going.
can't see it. Can't see it, guys. Pixing it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Next time.
next time.
So
Anyway, sorry.
So the prequel that
Mhm.
I guess no one asked for, but yet is crushing it in 2 weekends in a row. So this movie, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, another Matthew title, beat out The Marvels, which was supposed to be a big mega hit, and it wasn't. Beat out Trolls 3, which okay, sure, but it had NSYNC is back or whatever. So who knew that was gonna flop?
Fucking
And then
NSYNC is back, and I can't believe that flopped. You know what I mean?
right?
That's
No
my
one cared.
whole childhood.
No one showed up for
Disgusted.
JT and the crew.
Disgusted.
And then second weekend comes roaring in. Napoleon comes in. Ridley Scott's Napoleon,
Can't
which was
wait to
supposed to
see
be
that.
this big epic,
Yes.
and Disney's latest animation, Wish, both are beaten by a Hunger Games prequel that I'm mind blown. I wasn't asking
it's
for
Tom
this,
Blythe.
and I guess
It's Tom Blythe.
Is it that's the
you know,
drawing power?
He's so beautiful. It's just you want to hate. You're supposed to hate President Snow, but you're just like, oh, hello.
I don't.
So you giving daddy vibes?
I can get into
vibes?
that. The fact that he's sort of like he just doesn't. I don't know. I guess
it is weird.
What I guess what goes for like what a man should look like a manly man, like what an attractive man in my mind. I go to Burt Reynolds, but today's kids go to like Tom Blythe, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Burt Reynolds is a good one,
right?
That
you
is
know,
a man.
I go to like Harrison
Yes.
Ford, right? Like manly
Yes.
man, like a
Yes.
carpenter. And then you go to like Tom Blythe, and he looks like a
It
model.
is funny how it has evolved.
Looks like the
You've got
sun
Timothée
never touched his
Chalamet,
face.
Tom Blythe, and
Yeah.
who's the other one? There's somebody else,
gonna
but
look
they're,
at this
they're
Tom
all
Blythe.
like
I can't
skinny
remember him.
boys.
He's
Yeah,
in
oh, and
something
what's
else,
that-
isn't he? Tom Blythe, English actor, 28
I
years
have
old.
no idea.
Have
Yeah.
not seen him in anything else. I think it was Robin Hood, but I think he was like quite young then.
Robin Hood?
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the one with Russell Crowe, but I think it was like
Oh
right, he
wow,
was young.
that was a while ago.
Yeah,
He looks young. Was he like a
that's a
like a
pool.
baby in that movie?
I guess. I mean,
Maybe.
it was 2010.
He was
so
born.
He's probably like
Let's
you know,
see. I don't even know how old he
less
is.
than 10.
So. Let's see.
Right? He had to be, right?
Oh, he's
Um,
my age. Okay, yeah.
Oh, he's your age? Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
he's 28.
Yeah, he's 28.
So
I thought he was a little younger. Yeah. What's that that popular Netflix series too? It has similar looking guys in it. Like I'm pretty.
Sex
The summer I
Education?
turned pretty.
Yeah.
oh,
the
like
summer I turned
yeah,
pretty. I
yeah.
have not seen that.
Yeah.
I keep seeing
Yeah.
the freaking advert on all of my YouTube things. Like, it keeps marketing it to me because I'm whatever age and demographic. That looks like terrible. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, no.
It's got a huge following.
Do you know how
and,
many times I've had to click stop seeing this ad?
and it still shows it to you.
It still
No,
fucking
you
shows
want
it to me.
this.
I'm like, why
You
are
need
you
it.
doing this?
It-
Gotta clear
you
my
You know,
must
it
watch
is
this.
surprising though. It is surprising that Disney. I mean, granted, every time I've seen a trailer for Wish, I've just been kind of like, you know, it's okay. It looks okay. I like the cute little star. He's cute. He's sassy, but like, I don't know. I
know.
think there's just a lot of. I don't know if it's the design, like the animation design. It looks a little weird. I don't know
thought
if
it
it's
looked
the
cool.
story,
That's interesting.
but like.
See,
I don't know. I feel like Marvels and Wish are something that are going to come up on Disney Plus at some point. So I feel like there's some people, like, as an adult, I'm not going to go see Wish. If I had kids, I would take my kids to go see
Right,
Wish. if
but
they
no
wanted
one
to see
did.
Wish.
No one did. It didn't. Like everyone took their kids to see Super Mario Brothers, and that movie crushed
Yeah.
it. Like everyone's like, oh, okay, kids movies. Let's make it. And then I thought Wish was gonna crush it, like just
I
because the
know.
fact that there's no other kids movies. I guess Trolls 3, but I mean, but Wish just seems like a slam dunk for anybody who has like a daughter or
Mhm.
boy that's under the age of 10, right? And you want to have them something to do for 2 hours.
I think maybe like, I mean, this sequel for the Hunger Games, like it didn't, or sorry, the prequel, right? I
Yeah.
didn't really find it appealing at all, but I know that when the Hunger Games came out, I was like in that era where it got so popular, and then Jennifer Lawrence
huge.
just rose to
Yeah.
fame through that
Yeah.
and Bones.
Yeah.
And I loved her, and just people were just so massively into Hunger Games, which obviously inspired by like the Battle Royale thing and manga. But
yeah.
I wasn't that big of a fan. So I think that part of all of this, like the popularity of this prequel, comes from millennials, millennials who are nostalgic as fuck, and they're like, oh my god, more of this series, I need some more, and then went to the cinema to go see it.
Yeah, that's me. I haven't gone to see it. I was going to go see it, but like, yeah, I don't know, and everything's so expensive too, so like, yeah,
like millennials are broke as fuck, but we will spend money on like entertainment or self treats. You know?
Yes.
Self treats.
Yeah, like treat yourself. You know? When
okay.
Like, oh, you know what? Like I had a bad day. Buy that bag. Treat yourself. Millennials. I don't know about Gen Z now. What you guys are doing with your money, but I know millennials are like the top.
Oh yeah, we are.
We save money.
The top.
We put it into our couches and our mattresses
The boomers.
for a rainy day.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should probably get on that.
I don't know what you guys are spending your
Us
money
millennials.
on. Yeah, you know, we probably fucking should. In this economy, we're probably keeping the economy alive right now, man.
Yeah. Well, more power to you, I guess.
Yes.
I guess okay. So you see, Tom Blythe is the draw, and like we just didn't everybody underestimated the power of the fandom for.
I think
Hunger
Viola
Games.
Davis is the draw. Okay.
She's
Why not?
a big draw.
Fucking amazing. And then I follow her
God.
Instagram. And she puts clips there, and I'm like, girl, I would go see this
She's
movie
awesome.
just for you.
Yeah,
like,
she's on.
so good.
Yeah.
What was that show she did for a while? How to Become a Murderer or something?
Yeah,
How to get away with murder.
Yeah, that was
on
really
Netflix
good.
by
She was really
Shonda
good at
Rhimes, same person who wrote
Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, Shonda Rhimes.
But I guess I'm just blown away. So like Ridley Scott and Martin Scorsese can't put butts in seats. Disney can't put butts in seats. But here Hunger Games is, and Justin Timberlake and Anna Kendrick can't put butts in seats. I'm like, I'm blown away. I have no idea like what is going on right now. Like if I was in a movie studio and like pitching like trying to pitch something, I'd be like, you have no idea what will work based on these metrics. You should just greenlight my thing, right? Because you have no idea. Like I don't know if I was in the prediction, if I was trying to predict what was going to happen in 2024, I'd have no idea what was going to do well, just based on like what just came out, what I thought was going to be great, and what ended up doing well. It's just it's crazy. Yeah,
you know what is doing really well, but I haven't heard shit about it. Godzilla -1 has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's not even out yet. It doesn't come out till like Thursday or Friday.
Well, I guess the reviews or anything like that are all in, and they're all 100% across the board.
Critics can see it, and maybe I don't know. There might have been like some early.
I kind of want to see it, and I'm not a massive Godzilla fan, but that looks freaking amazing.
Yeah,
oh my God.
It does. The trailer does look good.
Dan and I had the same thought in the chat. Dan just said, "Bet to watch the hell out of a new Japanese Godzilla movie."
Yeah.
Oh my God, we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks really good anyway, so.
It does look good. I mean, and we'll see it. Maybe people will show up for.
I assume that will do very well.
I think so. I mean, and then it's tied in the fact that it's tied closely with the show that's out now, Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. There's a lot of Godzilla in the zeitgeist, so and we're covering a lot of that here on CouchSoup, which is great.
We are.
All right. Well, I mean, guys, if in the chat, if you guys know what the hell's going on, if you have a prediction, I'd love to hear it. If you think we just need more Hunger Games content, which
honestly, yes. Hey, Mitch. I'm the millennial. I'm the millennial. Pagan was talking.
I would watch the prequel with Hamish in the Hunger Games. I think that would be. Yes. But it has to be like de-aged Woody Harrelson because it can't be another person. It has to be Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Oh boy. Yeah, if they can do that right and not get like the weird Renesmee thing, that should never happen again. You know, don't age a person down to a baby. Like just
unless he's Brad Pitt.
Unless he's oh God, I watched that the other day and it's cringe.
Benjamin Bratt, or Benjamin Button.
Benjamin Button.
Benjamin Bratt's an actor.
Is a painful movie to watch.
Yeah, it's a little much. I just blown away, guys. So like, if anybody knows, let us know in the comments. But I'm excited to see what Zack Snyder has in store for us for Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Netflix is doing
I know
this.
nothing about this.
Oh, really? Well,
yeah. I thought it was a Star Wars thing, and now I'm like, no, it's not Star Wars.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just give you I'll give you the TLD. There's a huge write up you can read about all the factions and who the characters are and blah 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 blah. But the gist is, when a peaceful settlement on the edge of the distant moon finds itself threatened by the armies of a tyrannical ruling force. Does any of this sound familiar? A mysterious stranger living among its villagers becomes their best hope for survival. Again, we mentioned directed by Zack Snyder, who you may know from like 300, Watchmen, Batman v Superman, Justice League, and other things like Sucker Punch. Yeesh. And you know, it stars Jena Malone, Sofia Boutella, is it Skrein? And Charlie Hunnam, Carrie Ewes, Princess
him.
Bride, is also in
yeah.
this. Anthony Hopkins, I believe, does a
Karras.
voice.
Sorry, his name's Karras.
Who?
Karras Ellis.
Karras.
Karras?
Yeah, because you said his name. You didn't know how to say it. Am I
Carrie?
not thinking of the same person? Who are
Carrie
you talking about?
Ellis.
Spell it
Ellis?
out.
Elwes.
Ellis?
No,
But his
I
name is
think it's a
Karras.
Hughes.
C-Y-R-S or something like that? Or C-A-R-Y-S?
Cary.
C-A-R-Y.
Yeah, Carrie, and his last name is.
Okay. I thought there was an S at the end of his name.
All good. Okay.
I think I'm thinking of a different actor, if I'm honest.
I think you might
I'm
be.
thinking
Yeah.
of like a Welsh actor. Never mind.
No, I don't think he's.
Oh,
I, don't
but
know.
I loved
He might
him in
not be.
Robin Hood Men in Tights. My favorite.
Yes.
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 There
That
you
is
Fucking
gold.
You're catching
legend
up.
for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As you wish. All right. Let's jump into this. This movie comes out on
Alrighty.
Netflix on
Alright.
December 22nd.
Wait, Scar. Okay. Pressing play in 3, 2, 1, play. I hope this volume.
When I found you in the wreckage of that ship, I considered leaving
Oh
you.
goddamn, she's
I was afraid you could bring trouble to us.
stunning.
The color's nice.
The Empire's here.
This is feeling a lot like
Oh,
you
there's
think
some
they
really,
What is it,
really
Rogue
very
One?
specific sounds in
Oh.
the soundtrack.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Oh,
You know what? The
3D and
Netflix logo reveal was sick.
That was sick. It was very
That was pretty
ominous.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're not a threat.
okay.
They won't just kill us, will they?
Oh, I love him.
Aw. Whoa.
Oh no. Oh.
You think the soldiers will show them mercy?
Oh shit.
Stop.
She's gonna go Jedi on these fools. Oh yeah.
Oh.
You got no knees, no legs, your heart.
Let's
Yep,
go.
you're dead.
Okay.
You're dead. Shot in the face.
Is she a badass in everything she does? Because like she's awesome.
That was great.
I'm a child of war.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I find warriors to
Slow
fight the
mo.
best.
We might stand a chance.
What is?
We're searching for soldiers for a fight against the mother world.
I could help you. For a small fee,
Yeah, you
obviously.
will. Charlie.
You may want to hold on.
So like Han Solo vibes.
Yeah. Right. Totally.
To give you a
Oh my
chance
god,
at
is that
redemption.
We are.
Oh, fuck no. No.
What about revenge?
Big guns.
This isn't just pursuit of revolution.
Oh shit, that kind of
Lightsabers.
looked like lightsabers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But different enough, different enough. No copyright.
Okay.
Yes.
How,
Like
That's
crazy.
that's the like a reference from freaking
300.
the lady.
Every-
yeah.
yeah.
Every movie he
I-
does is like.
It's
Yeah.
new age for the universe.
Oh, that's a cool flash.
Oh. Huh. Wait a second. What is this song?
And 300. Yes, you're right. You're right, Brandy.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the one
yeah,
I was
he
thinking
does.
of. That's
He
the one
does
I
it
was
in.
thinking of.
I think Batman has that shot, and Batman
Yeah.
versus, and then in
What
300,
was
it's
that
famous.
song from though? That sounds like what is
It might be the same
song?
composer.
I can't think of
honestly.
him. Because that sounded like a
Yeah,
song,
you're-
but I'm
you're
like,
right.
I feel
It's,
like I was
it's the
having deja
300
vu.
jump.
So, I mean, what do you guys think?
Wow.
I mean, just to give you a little bit of context, Zack Snyder is very open about. I pitched this to Lucasfilm, to Disney as a Star Wars film, like when they were like accepting pitches for movies after the prequels or the
Yeah.
sequels, and Kathleen Kennedy gave him the no thank you, sir, and he said no worries, I'll go
good
make
day.
this
Good day, sir.
I'll go, good day, sir. And I will go make this Star Wars movie somewhere else, and this this is what we have, and I mean obviously it feels Star Warsy, I guess.
It's very Star Warsy.
It's like, what do you guys think? I
No,
mean, I don't know.
it's way better than Star Wars. What are you talking about? I fucking love it. I'm down. I think Charlie Hunnam
I'm not
is
surprised.
doing a Northern Irish accent, but I believe he's an English actor. He is an English actor.
Yeah.
So that is interesting. Would like to see more of that, please. Let's see what that sounds like. But also, Sofia Boutella, though, you know, just and I love. It's very Zack Snyder. That's you know the trailer itself. It's so Zack Snyder. There's some really nice like moments of like high contrast. There's some really cool like sound effects in like his soundtrack and his like. I definitely think he's probably going to be using the same composer. I assume for the rest of his films. I think he worked with Hans Zimmer a lot with Batman vs Superman. I'm gonna double check that. But I'm very excited for this. This looks fucking sick. No, nobody else thinking it looks sick.
I mean, it looks sick. I don't know. There's a lot going on.
Gosh.
There's a lot in this trailer. That's like a 3-minute. Yeah, 3-minute trailer.
And it looks fire. What are you saying?
It does.
There's an even
Stephanie.
longer. There's an even longer trailer. This is the most recent one. They put out like a 4-minute trailer. I guess that's footage of both movies.
God damn.
There's
really?
a lot of footage.
There's a lot of footage. Yeah.
There's a lot of footage in this one trailer too, which is pretty incredible. Is from like an editing standpoint, like how much they jam packed into this, and like I feel like I didn't get too much of the story, which is nice. Maybe I don't know. This is a movie, right?
The music
Yes.
composer, or I guess I guess I'm gonna say composer. That's attributed on IMDb right now is actually Tom Holkenborg. I hope I'm saying that right. But he's actually well known for things like Deadpool, Batman vs Superman. I was right over here, baby. And also Mad Max Fury Road. I was wrong with the Han Solo thing, but
fucking love
Mad
that
Max
movie.
Fury Road,
Okay.
Yeah,
Snyder
Fury
is
Road.
jacked,
Awesome.
the Justice League, etc. So I'm very excited. That's just very this looks like a very Snydery Snyder film.
It's not. Yeah, nailed it.
Thank you. You're welcome. The fans know what I mean, okay?
Yeah,
Fucking
no,
Snyder is
we
back.
all know
He
what you
looks
mean. We all
epic.
know what you mean. I
So
mean,
good.
This is just I'm seeing so many different mediums coming together like stylistically, and it's just really throwing me off because you've got like a little bit of like Lord of the Rings vibes to me, or like Dune, or the Hunger Games, or like a communism, like just like because like these people feel very like sketch, like the whoever these, I don't even know what their rebel or not rebel the antagonists, like I don't know what they're
motherland, I think is what
the motherland called. Like it just sounds like there's so many different things, but then it's like you've got Han Solo, but then you've got like another Han Solo who's like played by like Michael, what is it, Michael Huisman?
Oh, I didn't
is that
see
his
that.
name? He's giving me like Huisman. He's giving me very much like Luke Skywalker meets like Han Solo vibes. Like it's just really funny. Like,
I know what you're talking about.
and I'm like, and getting like the Witcher vibes. Like there's so many different things happening here stylistically.
This looks
it's interesting. And then you've got like a spider lady, which I'm like Avatar. Like that's just like, ugh.
Yeah,
It's so creepy.
Yeah. When it gets weird like that, I think is when I'm more interested, when it's showing like the arachnid creature and like it starts to get more interesting when I see things like that. But then it starts to show me like the Nazi ripoff villains that look like the Empire, right? You know, because the Empire basically were a ripoff of the Nazis, and then you got the lightsaber ripoff weapons, and then you got the white super soldier woman savior who is probably just a Rey clone, you know, that you know can save the day. And then I mean watching this, it's sort of like, okay, does Disney have enough grounds to sort of like, you know, claim ownership of this? I don't know, you know, like it does start to, honestly,
could literally I don't know if it would have gotten through to this stage if they did.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think
Yeah,
they
but
would
yeah.
pass it through, but
No, obviously not. Obviously, they're not going to do anything. But it does. To your points, Steph. It does feel like there is a little bit of Dune here. It does have a
and
bit of like
Midsummer
seven.
too.
What's that?
Midsummer
Midsummer.
too.
Oh,
Like, you know, like that's also
could you?
gotta
I mean,
mention that one.
can you watch this trailer objectively, like without thinking about Star Wars, like without the references to Star Wars? What do you think of the trailer as a movie?
so objectively, it doesn't look great. It looks very. I don't know. It looks very formulaic in this, and the designs aren't catching me. Right? It feels very. It doesn't feel. It feels almost B movie, in a weird way. Right? Like, and almost as if the special effects aren't finished or something. It's like it's like it doesn't know what it wants to be in a weird way. Like, I don't know if it's trying to be like this weird, like there's like these big guns that feel very anime, and when it's shooting, and but then it kind of gets grounded and it feels very like Dune-ish, at moments, So I'm like, I just don't know if it just feels all over the place. Like when I watch the trailer, I feel overwhelmed. And that's kind of a good thing, but I don't feel like I'm aesthetically being like, whoa, this is really beautiful and this is cool and this is something new. It just feels like a rehash of a lot of different stories kind of compiled together and put onto screen in a way. I don't know. That's kind of like my 2 cents on that.
You know, Drew.
Yeah,
you're entitled to your own opinion. It's wrong, but you are entitled to your own opinion. Yeah. Your own wrong opinion. Very wrong opinion.
Right. Well, I mean, let's talk about that. Like, so Zack Snyder obviously has tropes that he leans into, right? He's got the slow-mo. He loves his big ass guns. Like in Batman vs Superman, I think there's like 12 minutes of slow-mo guns firing, or which,
yeah, it's badass. In Sherlock Holmes 1 and 2, you've got like whole sequences shot in slow-mo by Guy Pearce, but all of a sudden, if Guy Pearce does it, it's great.
Listen, no, you're 100%. The slow-mo thing was over. Is like after the Matrix, it kind of like everybody really took advantage of it. I'm not saying he's the only one who does it, but I'm just saying he uses it. Yeah. Listen, in 300, when he did it in 300, I still think 300's an incredible film. I think it's a masterpiece.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is.
Everything after that, and this gets to my point, is he still? I feel like he's always trying to recapture that 300. That Man of Steel moment, right? Those 2 films to me felt like he had a great story, and his aesthetics really leaned in, really helped cinematically move the story forward. But I feel like he's got that M. Night Shyamalan effect where he's constantly trying to find that trope again. Like M. Night Shyamalan's constantly trying to pull the wool over your eyes like he did in Signs that first time. And I feel like Zack Snyder's constantly trying to find that 300 moment again using his techniques, right, versus the story first. I don't know. I think
I disagree with you in terms of like he's trying to find something. I think he's found it and this is his rhythm, and like that's just what to expect from Snyder films, or like that's his style. It's completely something that he's made his own and something that he's made himself recognizable for. So like as soon as you watch this trailer, if I hadn't known Zack Snyder did it, I would know at the end of the trailer. Like just seeing small tropes like the high contrast, the editing, the coloring of the film, the way even the Netflix logo was revealed is very Spider-Man, cool. Man of Steel. So it's just like he's gotten so much of his own personality or directing style in this that it's visible. This is a Snyder film. And I think ultimately that's what every director should probably aim for, right? Because when you watch a trailer from Spielberg, you're like, that's a Spielberg film. Same with Ridley. Like they all just have like this style that you're like automatically associating with that director, and that makes them famous for it or like well versed or popular for it. And I think that's what Snyder has. I don't think everybody likes it. Not every people like him for some God knows what reason, but I really like his work. I've loved everything that he's done. Some good, some bad. Some good, some better than others. But I think that this particularly does look new in a way because I'm not a Star Wars nerd. So when he's showing me things that are like the spider creature, or where they're walking and they're like going up a hill on top of some kind of animal, like that all seems like pretty sci-fi to me that I don't think I've seen in a long time other than the Star Wars films. And let's face it, the sequels for the Star Wars films, the last 3 films didn't do super, like, they're not very popular among the old Star Wars fans anyway. I don't know. I disagree. I think that Snyder has a style. I think it looks dope, and I do think it has nuances to it.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you. I think he does have a style, and just one counter argument and to make, and then I think we can move on, is like, you brought up like Steven Spielberg. I completely agree. I think every director should have a style like Steven Spielberg or even like Christopher Nolan. The difference is like Spielberg can apply his craft to a lot of different types of films, right? Like anything from like Schindler's List all the way to like E.T., right? You know what I'm saying? Like it or to Jaws, right? Like you can where like Snyder, it feels like he's that's why I compared him to M. Night Shyamalan, because he's kind of constantly making the same kind of movie, right? It's always this sort of like action, sci-fi-ish, superhero-ish movie, right? Where I don't think his style allows him to break out of that, right? I think he's sort of been pigeonholed, fairly or unfairly, right? Like whether he wants that or not, I don't know. Maybe he does, and that's fine. And I'm just worried, like like Christopher Nolan, for example, can make Inception, which is like very action oriented, and he can make something like Oppenheimer, but you can still see his styles, which has almost zero action in it. Yeah. And it still applies. It's one's a biopic basically, and the other one's more of like a thriller. So I'm just worried for him because I want him. I think he's a prolific director, and I just hope that he's not constantly chasing his own tail to despite himself. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, make what you want to make. Who am I to tell you?
For sure.
Don't make something. Fuck it, make it. I just want it to be great. And I see you. Listen, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, there's a lot of great directors who will like diversify their genre, and then that's like how they're getting new people and how they're making really like hard-hitting films like Ridley Scott and all this kind of stuff. Like just recently there at the Flowers, the recent movie from Killer Moon, and then also like Gladiator, like completely different style films. So I get it. I understand it. I just think that maybe Snyder, I would agree with you, has pigeonholed himself, but I think for reasons. Like I think that he enjoys the genre, and I think that he likes exploring this genre specifically. I don't think that he will stay in this genre forever. And I think that when he makes films outside of this, when he makes like a dramatic thriller or a horror film or something like that in the future, I think people will be very surprised. So I don't know. I'm just very enthusiastic about Snyder's work. I think that he's done a lot to get to where he is. And like controversial or not, like I just think that he's very good. And I'm excited to see his future on this. But I'm okay that he's doing like supernatural, or not supernatural, sci-fi films and stuff like that. Yeah. For now.
Yeah.
And comic book films, because I think that's obviously clearly a genre that he adores and loves.
Agreed. So yeah, agreed. Stephanie, do you have anything you want to add to that?
I mean, yeah, I think if anything, like I think him doing sci-fi films, like I haven't seen all of the Batman versus Superman and Justice League. I've only seen parts of it, so I can't really speak fully to those films. But
I'm just joking.
You shut your mouth.
Maybe just for Henry Cavill.
I don't think you know that. Like I control the stream. I will just remove you.
I love it. What are you talking about? Don't. No, I don't know. It's interesting. I think there are some shots in this.
Like watch it for yourself and just see what you think of the film, because there's a lot of people who are for and against, but like
for sure.
Go watch that 4-hour rehash of the movie that was
Snyder
already made.
cut of Justice League is fucking incredible. Okay, Joss Whedon fucked it up the first.
I'll probably watch that one. I won't watch the other one.
Please
the one that doesn't exist anymore.
It made a mediocre movie slightly better. That's all.
Slightly better.
Yeah, okay. But go watch it. Listen, Pagan's right. Go watch it and decide for yourself.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything?
There's obviously.
I was just. Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. My mom told me something the other day about Coco Chanel. She always said, like, before you left the house, like, at least remove one thing that you're wearing just because it's too much. If anything, I feel like Zack Snyder should have done that with this, just because there are some shots like CGI. I'm like, oh, this is like it needs some help.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, stylistically, like costumes are interesting, color is interesting. He's definitely created a world, which is what you're supposed to do as a storyteller, you know. So he's really put a lot of thought and detail into that. So I think that is interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'll watch this, but
interesting. I
maybe.
will be watching this. And as it's coming to Netflix, that's just a genius move on their half, I think, because I think the trend where movies aren't doing so well in the cinema right now, I don't think that's like a coincidence. I think that's just happening regarding like just the media in general. Like I just think the industry is kind of suffering regarding cinema at the minute. I'm sure it'll come back and rise. So I think that the Netflix settlement was a good idea. They were going to do, I think, a TV series at first, and well, they're going to do obviously the Star Wars or Lucasfilms movie, and then they wanted to turn it into a series, and then they settled for a 2-part Netflix film settlement, and I think that's a really good idea. So on the whatever of December, I think it's the 15th of December, I will be sitting my ass down with some popcorn, and I'll be watching the shit out of this.
22nd of December.
Oh, sorry, 22nd of December.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Okay, perfect.
Well, yeah, I think you're right, Pagan. I think, I mean, to that effect, you know, Snyder has a big fandom.
He does.
Exhibit A, Pagan, and that will no doubt show up and watch this. But do you think it'll find that larger audience? Do you think, and do you think we will get? Obviously, there's going to be the 4-hour, you know, part 1, part 2. Are we going to get a Snyder cut if this doesn't get like, you know, good reviews? Is he going to be like, no, Netflix made me do this. Here's the like combined 6-hour version.
I hope not, because I feel like you shouldn't rely on that. Like just because like I feel like for Justice League, like that made sense for him, you know, to be able to put what he wanted to have it be out there. But like you can't do that for everything, because then it just makes your work like, I don't know. I feel like it's counterintuitive. Like going against your work. It'd be like Scorsese re-releasing The Irishman or whatever that was called. Like, you know, I don't know.
I could just see the hashtag now.
I hope not.
I'm gonna explode. Like Zack Snyder was removed from the thing, and he had like a lot of personal issues right there, including the loss of his daughter. Right, so fair. And then he raised a lot of money for like awareness regarding suicide and everything. And I dig him for that. I love him for it. They put Joss Whedon on. He fucked it up. He reshot quite a lot of things and like in a weird way, and then released it. And obviously everyone was like, "Well, that's not fair. He's reshot most of Snyder's work, and it's already like it was almost done, and he just like fucked it up." That's why the community came together to release the Snyder Cut. He's not gonna be releasing the Snyder Cut on this because Netflix told him to do something. This is his cut. This is it. His name is on this project, and he did all of this himself. So, obviously with like productions and producers, etc., and how everything goes down in the industry. But there won't be a Snyder Cut. It's not that kind of thing. Just release a Snyder verse, and we'll talk. But also, it's not, you know,
it's not to say that it won't be a thing. I mean, listen, Netflix is pretty liberal in the fact that they let their creators do whatever they want. They usually don't intervene. So you're probably right. This is probably Zack Snyder has full reign on whatever he wants to do here. But we're
the Snyder Cut.
Like, no. But there's lots of precedent for directors saying like, listen, I was told to cut 30 minutes or so whatever out of my movie because that it wouldn't perform well, and I did that now. And then later on, you get an extended version, like a director, like the Aliens has
like
it,
the
Abyss
Jackson
has it,
like
Gladiator has it. Like there's a lot of precedents for films coming out with like directors or extended versions. So I'm not making light of what Zack Snyder went through or anything like that. I'm just saying he does have a fan following that wants him to make the best possible version of whatever he puts out. So it's just whether or not Netflix had any hand in that or not, but I'm sure he will have to come out and say this was my ultimate version or whatever, just to calm them down. I don't know.
I honestly
Maybe
hope Snyder fans come into this comment section.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Hello, guys. Hi.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hello. I like Zack Snyder. Listen, I think 300 is one of the greatest films ever. I can quote almost that entire movie. It's incredible. And I love Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel is incredible too.
Oh, he did Man of Steel too?
He did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's
he's the
really,
reason
really
I love
good
Henry
story.
Cavill. So you know what? Thank you, Zack Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love Henry Cavill because of
here's the honest truth. I actually like Sucker Punch, and a lot of people fucking shit all over that movie. I think
there
Sucker
was a
Punch.
lot about that movie as well
Oh,
that
yeah, that
actually
one.
did get like influenced by the like things, and they're like, we want the skirts shorter, and Zach was like, do you really?
I don't know.
You
Maybe
really
that's
want
why
that?
I like
How
it.
can they go shorter? than-
Yeah, well, like
there's
there
no
was quite a lot,
skirts on
there's quite
some
a
of
lot of
them.
like back and forth on costumes and stuff like that, because people
Yeah.
bring
Wow.
this shit up all the time for Zack Snyder
Yeah.
and like how he wants to shoot people in like those costumes. That's not fucking true. That was just like it was based on a comic or a manga or something, and then the producers or whatever were like, I think that can be shorter. There's a room full of white men, surely. Anyway.
Yeah.
Probably.
So, yeah.
I mean, I might have made that call. I mean, listen, I'm a male. I mean, listen,
But there's a lot of people who do like Sucker Punch, and a lot of people who
yeah,
don't.
no,
That's fine. You
I
don't
think
have to like
I
everything
think
for
the
yourself.
first half of that movie is pretty fucking cool. The second half, not so great, but there's a lot to like in it.
Yeah.
All right, Snyder fans, listen, leaving the notes in the comments. Come after me. I get it. Okay. I listen. I hope it's good. I love a good sci-fi film. I'm gonna watch this. I hope people go watch this on Netflix. It's weird that it's coming out on near Christmas, but whatever. You know.
I'm so happy it's coming out near Christmas.
It's a Christmas
It's
movie.
coming
Really?
out.
No.
It's coming out
It's
the
a Christmas
night before, like the Friday night before Christmas, which is when
Yeah.
everybody's off. Like, what good fucking timing! It's coming
Oh,
out the
it's
night
good
before.
timing,
Like,
yeah.
like everyone's off on the Friday. People are off Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Good time to like binge watch the first one, or like grab
Right.
some popcorn on the Friday, because you'll do all the Christmas movies on the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So you can
Sure,
do this one to
sure.
start your weekend off.
There you go.
Exactly.
Started off with
That's what I'm
Rebel
gonna
Moon.
do.
End it with Die Hard.
Oh yeah.
And call it a good weekend.
No, you have to watch Die Hard
sold.
on the 24th, and then you have to time it so that when it hits midnight, Han falls off the
Han
tower.
falls at the tower. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. No other
It's
way to
just
watch
tradition.
And then let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Well, there you have it, guys. Zack Snyder, what we think on Rebel Moon. Again, we hope it's good. Maybe we'll review part 2 trailer after we watch part 1, and we can add our 2 cents there. I'm sure my opinion will not change. Let's jump into Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes right after this. And we're back. So Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Jesus, we already talked about this god awful title. Is the the 10th movie in the Planet of the Apes franchise.
Oh, it's
guys.
actually the 10th movie.
Jeez, owie.
I believe so.
Wow.
10th or 9th. But I think
Seriously?
it's the 10th. If you count the 2000,
Wait a second.
if you count the originals, which so they all line up in timeline. So did you the ones with Andy Serkis are prequels to
Yes,
the ones
to the originals.
Charlton Heston ones, or the one started with in 1969.
Yeah.
And then the only one that's kind of an outlier, I think, was it 2001 that Tim Burton did with Marky Mark. I don't know if you guys remember. It was a
And was Helena
remake
Bonham
of the
Carter in that?
original. I
Wait
think
a
so. I
second.
think so. So this, I guess, takes place slightly after, like years after the Andy Serkis war for the Planet of the Apes, the last one of the trilogy that Andy Serkis did as Caesar. So that's kind of where this sets up, and I guess it's sort of like a new story being told, but I guess it's still part of the timeline in some way. So directed by Wes Ball of the Maze Runner trilogy, starring a lot of people I'm not familiar with, like Owen Teague from It, Freya Allen, Kevin Durand, Peter McCone, William H. Macy. All right, I know him. Screenplay by
Freya
Josh
Allen
Friedman.
is, of course, famous for The Witcher. She plays Ciri.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, I knew she was in The Witcher,
so
but I didn't.
familiar as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
she's Ciri in Witcher.
Yeah, she's great in that.
Yeah, she's
by the
great.
way. Patrick Allison also is a writer. Let's check this out. I want to see what you guys think about this.
All
trailer.
right, let's go. Okay, pressing play. 1 second. All right, pressing play in 3, 2, 1.
When I sleep, I see strange
Oh, well,
things.
that's pretty.
Right.
Oh, is this Caesar's
Is that
son
an owl?
narrating?
What is that?
Not memories.
Wow, stunning.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Skyscrapers.
No things.
No more.
Oh, I thought those were mountains.
Yes, it's Blue Eyes.
Everything.
Aww. Wait a second. He's holding a hawk and he's riding a horse.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Oh. Wow.
Run! There she is, and she has blue eyes too. Stunning.
Huh.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Oh no. Don't fall, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's a cool shot. Oh, that's like right out of the...
Oh.
Stunning.
That's scary.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I know. Dun.
Memorial Day, only in theaters. When's Memorial Day?
May?
It was really
May
marketed to
5th?
a US audience there, wasn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
What are we remembering?
May 27th
Okay, thank you.
is Memorial Day. I will say the title does go with the previous the movies. There was
Yeah.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes,
Yes.
Dawn of the Planet of the
Oh
Apes.
yeah, like that's the
War of
vibe. That's the
for the
thing.
Planet
That's-
of the Apes.
Yeah, no, I
So
know
I
we're
like
making
that
fun
they've
of
kept
it.
the
but
vibe.
yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was just a choice. So now
Oh
I
my
now I
god.
know.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. No.
Yeah, no, it definitely goes along the line. Like it works,
Goodness.
right?
Yeah,
We're
okay.
joking, but it
But it does work.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a little off, but it's okay.
It's okay.
We'll get over
It's
it.
okay.
I mean, what do you guys
Wow.
think? It's a teaser trailer. I mean, they're just kind of teasing you a little bit here. There's not much. We don't really know much about the plot. We get a little sense of like who the villain might be, and obviously humans are still subjugated by the apes or being captured. And there's some iconic shots that we all remember from even the originals. I think there's some scenes and locations.
But this is an interesting one because obviously where we left off with Caesar and their kind of like escape and everything, they're like humans were dying off but not this advanced. And now like we're, several years later, I guess they're calling him Proximus Caesar. He was called Blue Eyes in the originals because of his cute little blue eyes.
Yeah.
So I assume now he's quite an adult male, maybe just a young adult male ape. But the disease, I guess, has spread so much so that they're almost Neanderthal-like in a way, or like, pre-evolution style, so that they have been reduced to, I imagine like Freya won't be able to speak in this, much like Nova in the originals and the Charlie Heston ones. So this is interesting. It's interesting to see the start of that because we didn't really see that, did we? Like not in the originals, and we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
portrayed.
because the humans, even in war, like Woody Harrelson's, like they were fully capable of like
Completely.
speech and
Yes.
like they hadn't lost any of that cognitive, like you're saying, like the disease hadn't spread.
So this is like the progression of that disease now so far, like, and it like we saw in the War of the Planet of the Apes that it like spread very quickly and it makes you not speak like almost instantly. Woody Harrelson had that issue. So this is super cool to see this bit. This is cool to see them reduced to almost nothing in population and then seeing the rise of the apes, I guess, or like to see like there's obviously a kingdom now as well where there's like some appointed king that's not this Proximus Caesar who was supposed to be like the leader of all the apes essentially. So this is cool. It's interesting that Matt Reeves didn't take this one up. I wonder what the crack was there because I love Matt Reeves. I think as a director he's just phenomenal, and I think that like he's quite a young director as well, right? And I liked what he did with the newest, the Batman. I thought that was cool too. So I don't know, like it's interesting that he's not involved in this. I don't know much about this director, but I'm okay with it. It looks still in the genre, obviously, like of the Planet of the Apes vibes that we've been getting with like the Andy Serkis characters and stuff. but still it's like noticeably different. Does anybody else feel that? Like, I've watched all of them, the Matt Reeves ones, and I love them, and I just feel like this one stands out in a way that doesn't, it almost looks like it doesn't belong. Just
kind
me.
of, yeah. It's weird, like when to your point,
Like a little bit.
and that's, I guess, okay in a weird way. It should look kind of different, but the apes still look the same, right? Like the physical look and the way they move and the CGI, that all feels right. So it's interesting. I feel like it's just shot slightly. It doesn't feel as gritty, I guess. And maybe I have to go back and watch those.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's just shot differently.
I don't know. Like, maybe it's because of how. Oh, he's not Proximus Caesar. Maybe he is. I don't know. He just is Kevin Durand is Proximus Caesar, but then I don't know what they're calling him, Blue Eyes or something. I don't. Yeah, this. Okay, well, on IMDb, actually, the Proximus Caesar looks like it's the leader that they're approaching with the helmet. Like, with the crown and stuff like that. Like, he looks like he's actually, that's Kevin Durand's character, so we don't know.
That's Kevin Durand, yeah.
Blue Eyes?
I think that's his voice in the end there too. Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. I'm such a big fan of, like, the Matt Reeves films. I think they were so good, so well done.
They were
CGI
great.
is excellent. Yeah. I would love to see Andy Serkis in this one. Not as Caesar, obviously, but Andy's such a fucking phenomenal actor, a voice actor, as we all know. So I kind of would love to see him still a part of this. But it's interesting that a lot of the previous actors who were a part of the Matt Reeves films are not a part of this one, and I think maybe that's why it stands out.
Yeah, this is clearly like a new, like they're trying to separate it. Like, hey, this isn't that. Like, Caesar's gone. Like, this is a whole new, like, storyline. You know, but continuing the overall story, I guess, arc in a way.
Because even the actor who plays Maurice is different. Is that the same
ape? It looks like, the orangutan looks the same.
It looks like it's supposed to be the same ape. I assume it's supposed to be the same ape, but then the voice is different. So I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I'm interested to see it because of the prequel, like the prequel franchise. I love that. I thought it was really good. But do I think it will be as good? Probably not.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I mean, just without Matt Reeves. Yeah. I agree. It may not have that. I mean, Wes Ball is the director that did the Maze Runner trilogy, which, I mean, it's...
Yeah, I just looked at that and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a YA film. The first one's interesting. The second one has Alan Tudyk in it and is actually pretty entertaining. But
which one? In the
second...
Death Cure?
Yeah, whatever the second one was, I forget. Scorch Trials, I think.
Oh, in the Maze.
He plays like a flamboyant gay arms dealer or something.
Well, I should have seen that one. I saw the first one and I didn't see the second one.
It's an incredible.
I want to see that. Marcus, okay.
Yeah, go watch it just for Alan Tudyk, and then you can turn it off.
What a gentleman! What a man!
Well, yeah, Stephanie. I mean, you seem like you're probably not a big Planet of the Apes super fan.
I'll just
correct.
That is correct.
I don't think that is Maurice. Sorry, I'll show you on stream. I was trying to find it as well because Tyson in chat was also the same. I don't think that's Maurice. I think it's a different.
Yeah, I don't think it. Yeah,
because Maurice
probably
had the collar, and to be fair, he would have been the same age as Caesar. So if this is several years later, maybe he's also.
That's what I was thinking. I wouldn't think they would still be alive. Like, I feel like this is far enough away, like distance-wise, like timeline, that they're trying to like say like all those characters would be gone. Like,
gone. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No worries. Sorry. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Oh no, you're good. I mean, honestly, the only Planet of the Apes that I think I've ever seen is the original first one. Like, I don't think I've really seen.
I
have like vague memories of watching
like, James Franco.
Like the old one, 1968, like the very first.
Wow, the real ones.
Like, cause like I don't even know why I was watching it, but like I just remember watching it. So I have no idea. Like watching all of this, like I've seen, trailers for some of the newer ones that have come out over the years with like James Franco and some of the other ones. But I don't know. It looks interesting. I feel like looking at the director, and the director shouldn't deter me from wanting to see this. but like stylistically I was like, oh, that matches up with with the Maze Runner movies, like, and what he's done, like,
Yeah.
and the coloring seems to be like in the same realm as like a lot of the other things that he does. I mean, I don't know, visually it looks interesting. It's kind of funny because like I didn't even realize that those were buildings in the beginning. I was like, oh, what beautiful landscape, and then you pointed that out and I was like, oh shit, you're right.
Famous Californian landscapes. Yeah,
and I was like, because I was thinking like, oh, this is like The Last of Us, like there's some like shots, like it just felt like very pretty, like almost like it should be in a video game, like it just looks
it's very much
interesting.
The Last of Us. Yeah.
So like story wise, I have no idea what is going on. I'm just following along. I'm here for the journey. Like, but I did see some stuff that I was like, oh, that reminds me of like the first Planet of the Apes, like towards the end there. So I was like, this is interesting. Like, I don't know. It looks cool though. Like the CGI looks great. There was one shot I was like a little iffy about when they're walking up on the beach at the end, but like maybe sand is just hard to recreate.
Yeah, to be fair, it does look, it's obviously very heavily CGI'd for that part.
Oh, really?
It just looks it, like even just like taking a look at that, it's clearly
it might not be finished. I mean, they still
and it's
got,
also I think the
they
lighting
still got over 6 months to polish this.
I think
this thing.
Lighting helps though too, like because there's a shot before that and they're in like an observatory looking through a telescope, like all of that just looks like
that looked cool.
Like
that looks
like
so
the stuff with the flames looks really good. So
yeah. I think that was the thing that kind of caught my eye right off the bat. The shot when he looks through the telescope, like that's such a fascinating thing, like to see like an ape start like look to the stars like through a telescope, and then like that discovery moment, right? Could be really like it's fascinating to see them like discover things, and then like that other ape discovers like electricity or some sort of like powered
like
staff. And that's fascinating, and the way they can use them. I always thought it was so scary in the Matt Reeves films when they could pick up guns and use them, right? Like there's that one scene where that ape is like pretending to play or whatever, like and then he picks up the gun and just mows him down. You're like, it's so good. It's pretty. It's pretty.
Oh wow.
It's pretty brutal.
So good.
I guess that's what I love about these films was like the commentary, and I think what the original movie did. The original movie, I mean, it still stands. Like the premise is so simple, right? Like, what if apes somehow came to rule the earth, right? And we all kind of, when we see apes and we see monkeys and stuff like that, you could see how the evolution, right? You could see how, they're able to hold things. Some of them are even able to like do sign language now, and stuff like that. It's kind of like insane when you think about it. So to kind of have that premise, and then to kind of take it this far is really cool. And I think it's always going to work well from a film standpoint, because there's a lot of commentary you can make there, right, in a film. But I think what made the first movie so incredibly like such a big hit was that twist, right, where it had that Darth Vader "Luke, I'm your father" moment when they're on the beach at the end of the first movie, because if you remember, Charlton Heston was an astronaut and he goes through like some sort of like mishap where like he ends up back on a planet, and we as the viewer, and he even thinks he's on another planet where apes have like evolved to become the dominant species, and humans never kind of came out of it. And then at the end of the movie, you walk up and it's the Statue of Liberty, like on the beach, like washed up, and you realize, holy shit, this is Earth, right? This is not, this is like a future Earth. And that was sort of like a moment in film history that kind of like is iconic. And I'm wondering if this franchise, and I'm wondering what you guys think, does this franchise need a twist like that? Does it need like some sort of like something to kind of inject new blood into this, or some sort of new narrative moment? Because I feel like while I think there's a lot of commentary to be made here, I still feel like I don't know how many more stories about apes, hurting humans and watching apes discover things. I don't know how much more I can be interested in that story. And do you guys feel like there's more here to be told, or are you waiting for a twist still to kind of come down?
Yes, I know. I don't know. I didn't realize there's that many like movies, so it's pretty incredible to me. I think that this has gone on for however many years. I don't know. Maybe it does need a twist. Maybe it needs a revamping if they are trying to ignite the story with a new cast, a new director. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. I think that, like, I totally get you. Like, we use this all the time, like at home when somebody goes, "My God," we always finish it with "a planet full of apes," and that's like a quote from like one of the Charlie Heston movies. And I think like it was very iconic, the fact that he was like, "Oh my God, it's Earth." Bum, bum, bum,
Yeah.
bum.
Yeah.
But I think the point of these films, like the Matt Reeves series, The Rise, Dawn, War, etc., like I think the point of those was to see the origins of that, so we already know with context, because it was already spoiled back in the 70s with the original film. So I don't think that they can make a revelation that would be as good or as iconic. But I really do enjoy, like, I hear what you're saying, Drew, about how, like, it's the same story rehashed, like they're fighting a human army. This is new. It looks like they're going to be fighting an ape army. So so we had Rise, and we had Dawn, War, and then now Kingdom.
Right.
And I think every single time we've seen them progress, we've seen humans degenerate, and we've also seen them like start using more logic, more skill. And then I think like maybe towards, I would hope the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is the last of the film series. So I'm hoping at the end of this, they might start like using science. And I think that might be a really cool thing, because then that would lead into the Charlie Heston films.
Right.
In my opinion. Because I think like that would show them growth, and also like self-discovery, journey about who you are in the world and why you're here and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's what really makes them like quote unquote more human-like, which is why they look like that or they act that way in the Charlie Heston films.
Right.
So
they're almost
I'm
like,
assuming it's going to be science.
they're basically in the Charlie Heston, they're basically humans walking around because
They're
they are
humans,
humans
they
walking
look-
around in
Yeah.
ape outfits,
ape
right? Like, so
outfits,
they're not as ape-like as they still are here.
Yeah.
I mean, even the last
that's
shot where
interesting.
he's like standing and got the crown on, it's very human. Like even in the trailer, they wear like clothing. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like at the point
Yeah.
where they're wearing and stuff like that. So but I guess, do we need that? Right? It's like I could have made the
Maybe
leap
Matt Reeves thought not.
Right. I think that's where his head was at. He's like, I
Maybe,
kind of left
yeah.
it where you can kind of connect the dots, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, whatever happens in between it doesn't really matter, right? It's sort of like it's going to get there, right? That story isn't as important as the one I told. So I guess that's why I'm thinking like this needs some sort of some catalyst. And what I'm interested in is Freya Allen's character,
Thinking
the
same
girl.
thing. Yeah.
Right, because like if there's not a central human character, especially if she can't speak or she's lost the cognitive ability to speak, right? Like all the other movies have had like a grounded human character that is like either sympathetic to the apes, right? That's what Charlton Heston's character, became to be, right? Like
I think the only movie that hasn't so far was War, the last one.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there was any sympathetic human character.
I thought there was.
Film.
I thought they had. No, there was, because there was the same guy from the second film.
Oh right.
And he's the one trying to going against Woody Harrelson as the bad guy, the military guy.
Oh, yeah.
Who's the bad guy?
God, I can't remember this. You need to go watch these films, Stephanie.
Yeah.
I'm like so like I'm learning a lot
watch.
though.
Yeah.
I didn't realize these were so like because I was just reading Tyson's comments in the chat, and I didn't realize how much they really like connected, which is nice. Also from a storytelling perspective, that they give you answers and feedback of this is why. Yes, and
Yeah. Maybe
are you talking about Steve? Oh no, Steve Zahn's a bad ape.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Steve Zahn played the ape, the bad
guy.
Which he's like, if you've seen any Steve Zahn movies, you are like, incredible performance, right? Like
he's fantastic.
I love Steve Zahn. And he's from Kentucky, which I like that too.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I
Shocking.
guess I'm just sort of like, do we need this movie? What's that?
I was like, oh, shocking. Like, because I was like, really? He's from Kentucky? Wow. No, it's cool. I like him.
I just, it's interesting. I think the previous trilogy did something it did incredible. I think it garnered almost like $2 billion worldwide.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's unreal.
It elevated Andy Serkis's performance. Not only did he do Gollum, and that kind of sparked a lot of conversation about but in this and Rise of in the Planet of the Apes prequel trilogy, the Matt Reeves version, his performance was even more incredible. Like, I think he did a better job here than he did in Lord of the Rings. I think his character development, Caesar's development, kind of showcased that, and he kind of brought that forth, and it sparked even conversation of like, should he have been nominated for an Academy Award, right?
I remember that. Yeah.
And and then there was like a debate, like, well, it's just performance capture versus acting, and then it brought up like a lot of like actors came to defend him, especially like VO game actors who do performance capture for video games, and saying like, no, this is all part of the same act. Like, it's acting, right? It doesn't matter if you're on screen or you're being you're a CGI character. So I think the original films just did a lot for film.
The character, like the first digital or first CGI character to win some kind of award was Gollum, right?
Did it win?
The actual, it made some kind of movie history, and it was the first digital character to win an award. I think I don't know if it was an Oscar, but it was something really big. And then
was an Oscar.
And then Circus did a video of Gollum accepting the award, but it was like an award for like the character. So that means that like that goes to all the people who created it as well as Andy.
Right.
Because
that sounds
not,
like something like
it's not
the
just
MTV
Andy.
Movie Awards would have done.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Well, I think it was the SAG Awards, maybe.
Maybe. If
was
anybody
the
knows in
SAG
the
or
chat
the
or comment,
Saturn?
feel free to put it down. But I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But it's because like as much as it is acting, because it is, and I think that they should be nominated in acting category as well. But the character, like for CGI characters, are a lot of work by animators and CGI artists and stuff like that as well. So they should also be credited for that.
True.
But would
Yeah,
agree.
very
Like
true.
I think Andy Serkis is fucking phenomenal as Caesar.
He's
Specifically
genius.
in the Planet of the Apes
Yeah.
trilogy so far, he should be nominated for actors or some kind of awards. It was a VMA. Thank you, Bickers.
A VMA.
Thank you.
Okay.
It was a VMA.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, what do you guys think? Is this going to do good? I mean, is there an audience?
Oh.
I mean,
Also,
Yeah, sorry, go
wasn't there a muted girl in the previous film in War of the Planet of the Apes, and she was seen playing with Cornelius is his name, isn't it? Cornelius, blue eyes. His name is Cornelius. At the end of the
I have
film,
to
in
go
War of
back
the
and
Planet of the
watch
Ape, and she was a little girl, and Maurice picked her up in like one of the side quests, and she has a little doll,
yeah.
and that's how Woody Harrelson's character got into shit. No spoilers for Stephanie, but about the doll. So, and her name was Nova, as a throwback, as a throwback to the originals. But she didn't die at the end. She was there, so I wonder if she's part of Caesar's camp.
Maybe.
Could
Yeah.
be. This guy is named Cornelius.
Yeah, so
so
Cornelius
there's only,
is the son, and his nickname, I guess, was Blue Eyes. Was that right? I
Okay.
think that's right.
I think so. I really need to go back and watch. It's been a hot minute
Pretty sure.
since these came out. And I think I only saw War maybe the third movie twice. I saw the first one a lot. Like, I really liked the first movie.
Yeah,
I
the
watched
first
that.
movie's fantastic.
The second one was good too, but not. It didn't quite. It made
Dawn?
more money. It made a ton of money. It made more money than
With
the first
Gary
one. And
Oldman? Are you kidding? So good.
I know I liked it. It just didn't. I don't know what it was. I just didn't like it as much as the first, and then the third one I really liked. But I only got a chance to watch it.
I think what I really liked about Dawn was obviously Gary Oldman's character and like his fight, because he's so justified. Like, he's just such a justified character. I love him. But I really like the relationship with Maurice and the young boy, and Maurice is being taught how to read
Yeah, I
by the
remember
young
that.
boy.
Yeah.
And I think that's so like pivotal to like their progress. And then Maurice is teaching them more about like how to read and stuff like that later on in War of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
So good. I love them. I love these films. So good.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like the more you talk about it, the more I get excited about watching this. I guess
I would like to watch all three again before watching this.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of people will probably, and that's probably their reason for making it is like, we will get a lot of people to buy them
By the
streamers.
trilogy. Yeah.
Buy the trilogy.
As a
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just don't think, and maybe we'll wait for the full trailer and maybe we'll watch that on Trailer Talk and talk about it. But I I didn't see anything here that made me think like, okay, this is a cool, new, interesting story to tell about what's going on here, right? Like and maybe that'll change. Maybe the full trailer will give us that and tell us a little bit more about what's going on here and give us a reason to kind of like be interested. But right now, other than the visuals being stunning and it feeling beautiful, Last of Us, some great shots, the CGI looks pretty solid. And just to kind of revisit the world is kind of a nice touch of pace. Maybe that's reason enough. I don't know, but we'll see how if people show up. Maybe unless another Hunger Games comes out, maybe then it doesn't have a chance. Bringing it back. Okay, let's wrap this show up. What do you guys have anything you're watching? Anything you want to reco? Anything you're playing, watching?
I've got 3 things. One,
shit,
a couple weeks ago on this show, I recommended a book called Bloom. Save yourself, don't buy it. It's terrible.
Oh, okay.
That's not a reco. That's a counter reco.
That was a counter reco. I'd like to correct my recommendation, please. I was reading it. I was enthusiastically getting through it because I haven't read a book in like 10 years at least or something. Like I've just struggled to get into books, and it was easy to read, and I was enjoying the process of reading it. Got to the final 2 chapters, really didn't like it, so I would probably not reco that actually. Sorry to the author, but I guess each to their own. And then the 2 other things that I want to reco are 2 things that I'm like so late to, and I apologize to everybody for being so late to this party. But the first is Attack on Titan. It's an anime series that is fucking incredible, and I'm only like 3 or 4 episodes in. It's just so insane. It's extremely adult. I probably would not recommend this for kids, but it's just so like it's such a good show. Very well done. And the second one is Demon Slayer. I finally finished the season 2. So I think I need to watch, I think Dan will know there's season 3 somewhere. Demon Slayer is phenomenal. Also some quite like gruesome animations, but really well story. Like the story is really well told. Love it so far. So 2 anime recommendations and a retraction. That's my records.
And where are you watching the current animes?
The animes are on Crunchyroll. So
Crunchyroll?
Demon Slayer, the first 2 seasons are on Netflix. For UK and Ireland, I assume there might be more.
I think it's on Netflix,
US.
yeah.
I think it's on Netflix.
And for Attack on Titan, I'm watching it on Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll is, I think there's some kind of like a free trial, 7 or 14 days, and then it's $4.99 a month if you're into anime. So I would recommend it if you are into some kind of like anime or getting back into stuff. Like it has everything from my childhood that I remember clips of. You know when you see something and you're like, wait, that seems really familiar. Did I watch that when I was a kid? And you see one episode, you're like, oh my god, yes I did. Like Card Captors for me, I had no idea what that was called for ages, and then I saw a clip of it and I was like, oh my god, it's Card Captors, and now I have access to it. So yeah, just
that happened to me with Supernatural.
Card Captors.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was something I was watching, and I was like, I thought I was like one of those it was like AE, like they had like 1,000 Ways to Die or something like that. They had some show, I forget what it was, and I thought it was something like that I was watching, and then I was watching Supernatural, and I was like, wait a minute. It was like...
It's in the chat.
So I put 2 and 2 together.
Oh, nice.
Those sound interesting. I'll have to check those out.
Yeah, the Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan, I have to say. Attack on Titan is obviously award-winning for a freaking reason. I've only watched the first 4 episodes, but I would highly recommend it. It just is a little violent, a little gruesome. So if you're not into that, probably steer clear. Watch Card Captor instead.
Yeah. There's something new on Netflix. I have not watched it yet, but it looks really interesting, and I've been wanting to watch it. But it's called Blue-Eyed Samurai or
Blue-Eyed Samurai.
Oh, Blue-Eyed
Blue-Eyed
Samurai.
Samurai.
I really
That
see
looks
that
like
too.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's saying it's really good.
Yeah. I watched our No Hard Feelings that we recommended. Or
Right.
not recommended, that we reviewed on
yeah.
on the show. I watched it because I finished The Crown, the new season, and it was really depressing. But it was a really good season, but it was like, oof, okay. And then they showed a preview for the next season, and I was like, this shouldn't have been at the end of this, but okay. So No Hard Feelings was really funny. I loved it. Like, it was a little awkward watching her trying to seduce this 19-year-old
Awkward.
because she wanted a car.
Yeah.
But it's really funny, I think. Like, just humor. Like, I don't know when the last time I've watched a movie, like a comedy that really felt like that. Like, because recently I feel like comedies are like a hit or a miss.
Yeah.
And like Bridesmaids is like one of my all-time favorites. I don't know. And like I watched Just Friends recently, and that's like a
Just
great
Friends with
movie.
Mila Kunis and Justin Timberlake. Is that the one?
No, it's
that's Friends with Benefits.
Ryan Reynolds and I'm sorry. I'm always forgetting people's names. Anna Faris and Amy Smart.
Oh, yes.
But that's also funny, and it's the same kind of humor, I think, like as this No Hard Feelings. So I highly recommend if you want something funny to watch.
I loved Anna Faris in like Scary Movie. Does everybody remember Scary Movie?
Mm-hmm.
Scary Movie 1 and 2. Like, come on, that shit is so funny. And then I get like loads of clips on TikTok and stuff. I'm like, oh, the nostalgia is crazy. I love this so much.
They should bring that back.
They really should.
Yes.
I'd love a reunion of Scary Movie. Can you imagine? That'd be so
Yes.
cool.
Especially with the new Scream franchise coming back.
Yes.
Exactly. Do you know how much it would pop off? Oh my gosh. Please.
Yeah. Seems like a no-brainer.
Anything you're recommending, Drew?
Yeah. I think Thanksgiving got to catch up on some things. One movie that I was fortunate enough to watch was The Killer. David Fincher's The Killer. I think we watched the trailer.
We did, yes, with Michael Fassbender.
Mm-hmm,
yes.
Yeah. Man, it's just good cinema, right?
Really?
Like it's just a good movie. Technically and like thematically just nails a lot of things. It's I wouldn't say it's Fincher's best. Like it's definitely not as good as some of like obviously Seven or even The Social Network or some of his other films, but it's still just like when you watch it, you're like, shit, this is just how movies should be right now. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just one of those films where you're like, there's a point, there's the characters done just expertly, the way it's shot, like it's just smart. It just feels like it's well put together. Like the decisions the character makes are smart. So you never feel like, oh, he's an idiot. Why didn't he do it that way? Or well, he should have done that. Like it just feels like, the director's thinking through all the plausibilities and choosing the right way forward. I mean, I again, it's not something I think I'd go back and rewatch a lot of times, but it kind of leaves you, and it's rare that you have a movie where you're done watching and you keep thinking about it later. And that's what you really want. You want something that sticks with you for a while versus like you watch it and you're like, well, I'll wait for the sequel or whatever that is before I watch that again.
Yeah.
I recommend it. The Killer, starring Michael Fassbender, directed by David Fincher. I think it's out on Netflix.
It is on Netflix, yeah. It's definitely on Netflix UK Ireland if anybody's watching. Uncharted has also just been released on Netflix UK Ireland.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I watched that earlier this year when it released, I think.
Yeah,
thank God. I can't wait to see the original Nolan North in action, in his little
Yes, on the beach. Just chilling.
He's also in other movies Tyson here has brought up as well.
Yes.
Hayseed and The Shift, which are both movies that Nolan is in recently that obviously I think he couldn't promote at the time because of the strike, but is now available to be watching. So go watch it.
Yeah, we have a review of Hayseed on CouchSoup.
On CouchSoup.com, that's right.
Yep. Yeah, go check that out. So on that note, we will wrap up the show. We would love it if you would support us. If you want to go to CouchSoup.com, you can become a member, join our little community. It's free if you want, or if you want to help support our creators, support our writers, you can, there's tiers with great benefits like, Zooms and AMAs, and you get no ads and early releases and like all kinds of discounts on merch, all kinds of great stuff. But the best part is the community, the group of people that come together, and we all kind of hang out on Circle, and we talk about nerdy things, and we just hang out and
which we are doing tonight for members.
We're doing later today. Yeah.
Later 3 o'clock. In about an hour and 15.
Yeah. So we'll be back and seeing everybody's pretty faces, and we get to kind of chit chat. So if you want, we're doing a discount. We're doing a promo right now. It ends Friday, but you can join our $5 tier right now for just $1 a month. So it's $12 a year to be a member for CouchSoup. That seems like a no-brainer. Nice. And that lasts forever until you cancel or you upgrade. So so if you want to get a hold of that, do it now. We only offer that once a year during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So and then I also want to talk about Monarch Files, which is an incredible podcast going on right now that is on our Watching Now podcast for Couch Soup, talking about Monarch Legacy of Monsters, which is actually a really good show. And that show is popping off right now. The crew running that, Dan Morris and Lily and Thomas and Ian are all just firing. Brandy are all firing on all cylinders, like reviewing that show. And they know all the Easter eggs, all the nuggets. They got the drawing board with all the like the notes up, and they're kind of connecting all the characters and how they relate to the movies. It's pretty crazy because if I didn't listen to the episode, I'd actually have no idea what the hell's going on, because the show's actually pretty complicated. It's jumping between like timelines and history, and it's referencing a lot of stuff that from the films. So go listen to the podcast. It actually premieres right on YouTube at 2:00. So in like 10 minutes, just stay on this channel and you can watch the YouTube premiere for last week's episode 3. And then keep going with that. And then we have Atlas Terminal, I believe, is premiering this week again. Our TTRPG sci-fi role-playing show is on Thursdays. So come and check that out. And we got a lot of cool things coming down the pipeline, guys. So the holidays are going to wrap up. We're probably going to take a little hiatus in January, and then we're usually back in February, but we'll be here till mid-December. So keep checking back for Couch Soup and Trailer Talk and all the good things. And that's it. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Pagan, for joining us today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, the voice of Drew.
Yeah, thank
The
you,
voice.
voice of Drew.
I know. I keep forgetting I'm in a void because I'm like smiling and acting like I'm on camera, but I forget I'm not. I'm like staring at a camera that doesn't work.
Yeah.
You're just staring
never
at the
know.
screen.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
In your
Well,
K-pop
hopefully-
background, obviously, in K-pop cosplay.
Yes.
And yes.
Yes.
I look like somebody too, whatever
Yeah.
that person is.
Pick
L2
anybody. Fangshan,
Mm-hmm.
Jimin.
There, that
V.
person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
all of the
All
Stray
of 'em.
Kids.
When we hit stop recording, I'm gonna start singing K-pop song.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
excited to see it. I would like to also see some choreo, but unfortunately, camera's not working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry for those that when we
You know.
are gonna miss out on that.
Yes.
Maybe
well.
next time. Thank you guys, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.